I've helped collectors buy and sell millions in rare collectibles. The sale prices in this video are all backed by real data from top auction houses like Heritage. I know what makes coins and currency valuable, and today I'll break it down for you. If you have any of the $1 bills we go over in this video, then you are sitting on a nice little treat because these bills are very rare. They are indeed genuine United States issued currencies, and today they are worth a lot of money. So sit tight as we go over some of the blue buck bills that we have in this video, and let's just go ahead and hop right into this video. So up first, we have a 1935 G $1 silver certificate. So really quickly, I'm going to go over why these bills are called blue bucks. So these are generally known as silver certificates or blue dollar bills. Now, back in the day, these were fully issued paper money bills that you could bring to a local bank and get the equal value of silver. So for example, I could bring this $1 bill to my local bank and they would give me in return $1 worth of silver. You also have gold certificates, but more on that in a different video. Silver certificates were a very beautiful thing the United States did for its country because you could easily exchange it for physical value in silver. You can see at the top here it says silver certificate. On the left hand side it says this certificate is legal tender for all debts public and private. So at the bottom it says $1 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. This one got a 69 grade, which is only 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70, which allowed someone to turn a $1 blue buck bill into $552, $1,920 for this 1957B $1 bill. Now, 1957 is typically not the most rare $1 bill silver certificate you'll ever see, but do understand that this specific banknote is really rare because of the serial number and the grade. Okay, the serial number is a serial number 3. That is very low and highly collectible. The grade is a 64. So that means there's not a single fold on this bill whatsoever. But if it was to have gotten higher, the centering would need to be good. So look at the margins left and right. You can see that white border going around the bill. You can see how it's thick on the left and thin on the right. That means the centering is not that good and the grade is not that high. If the bill was centered better, the grade would be higher and it would have sold for a lot more money than $1,920. Holy smokes, $3,600 for this 1957B $1 bill. So this one is not that cool in my opinion. It's typically not worth that much money, but it was able to achieve the perfect grade of 70. You can see that the margins, the centering of this bill are pretty much perfect. There is a white border that is equidistant around the whole bill, and there is not a single fold or blemish on this banknote, keeping it away from the 70 grade, which is perfect. That is why this 1957B $1 bill sold for $3,600. All right, $5,520 for this 1957 $1 bill. It is indeed a blue buck silver certificate graded by PMG at a 67 EPQ. So you can see that the centering is pretty dang good, but it could be better. There could be some very, very light handling marks on this bill, but the reason why it sold for so much money is going to be the serial number. So this is what we call an ascending ladder serial number. That means that the serial number goes from 1 all the way to 8, ascending in consecutive order from 1 all the way to 8. Very cool, highly collectible. If you have a fancy serial number on your silver certificate bill, that is going to be rare and valuable, especially if the grade and condition is very high. This one sold for $5,520, $10,200. Holy cow, look at the condition on this 1928E $1 bill. This silver certificate is in beat up condition. PMG graded it at a fine 15. That is very low on the grading scale. Do understand that this is a rare bill because of this star. So you can see that star at the start of the serial number means that this is what we call a replacement note. So when the Bureau of Engraving and Printing produces paper money, they also print a large number of replacement notes. Now, replacement notes were only intended to replace damaged or error banknotes. So let's say a normal print run has a bunch of mistakes. That's okay. They can replace them with these star notes. That is what they were intended for. Now, if a run of notes has a very small number of banknotes that need to be replaced, that means there's not going to be that many star notes, which means the supply for those banknotes is really low. Henceforth, the demand is going to be high. So the less supply, the more demand, the more value your $1 bill is going to be worth. Once again, this 1928E $1 bill star note sold for $10,200. $15,600 for this 1935A $1 bill. So why did this one sell for so much money? Well, if you haven't noticed already, there is a red R on this bill. Now, if you ever come across a a red letter like this on your banknote, that means that you have an experimental note. So pretty much back in the day, they were experimenting with different types of paper and processes on these banknotes to see how they would hold up in circulation. It's pretty rare to see one of these in uncirculated grade like this at a 66 ppq, but keep in mind, this is also a star note. So it was never meant to go out into circulation, but there were some errors on the print run, so they had to replace it with the star note. So a high grade plus a star note and an experimental note allows this one to sell for $15,600. $18,000 for this $1 bill from 1935C. It's a silver certificate that graded by PMG at a 66 EPQ. That's a very high grade, but you can see the centering is not the best here on this bill. It could be better, but it's really not that bad. This one has a solid number 9 serial number. So a bunch of nines. What's cool about the solid number 9 serial number is that it's the last note before the rollover note. So once you've got all these nines, the serial number punching machine has to roll over back to serial number 1. So this would change the suffix, which is the last digit on this one, which is a D, to an E. So it would be R with a bunch of zeros, 1 E. That's what happens when it rolls over to the next batch of notes. Really cool, really collectible, solid number 9 serial number, sold for $18,000. $18,600 for this 1928 C star note, graded by PMG at a 53. The main thing this one boils down to is understanding that the grade means that there's going to be a couple folds on this bill, maybe some harder bending happening. The centering does not matter unless the bill is uncirculated, meaning it goes from 60 to 70. When you're below 60, the centering doesn't really matter at all. It's mainly the handling and the folds. This is a 1928 C $1 bill silver certificate with a star, so look out for a 1928 C $1 bill star note silver certificate, because that is what's going to allow your bill to sell for a lot of money, just like this one that sold for $18,600. We do hope you enjoyed this video on silver certificates. There's a lot to learn out there, but come into our channel, you'll always learn something new. Hit that subscribe button and we will see you in the next video.